Welcome back from that short commercial break. Thanks for keeping it FUFA TV. You are still watching FUFA TV exclusives. Alex Mugarubisma alongside Sadam Juma Nature. We are still enjoying his conversation, telling us and taking us back in time where his journey started. But also, we shall be digging deep into the current and also take a sneak peek into the future. How does it look like for Sadam Juma Nature? We are still here at Banana Bar in Bugolobi. That's where we have caught up with Sadam Juma and have a sit down. Let me first have a sip of their juice before I go into this conversation. It's quite exciting, but you need to sip some before you go into the details.
How is the juice?
Quite amazing, surely. So it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a good place. It has a very good ambience. It's calm. I like nature. That's why they call me nature.
Hey.
So I love spending some time here when I'm doing my work. So it's a good environment. It's a good place. Yeah.
Good, especially for those that worked hard like Sadam Juma. And you were still telling us about Kekel, the stories of Kekel. Tell us about the trips that you guys had with Kekel. You told us about a few of those that on your first start with Kekel, you had to go and travel with them. But tell us, you went into Goliath Cup, you played other tournaments and won a couple of trophies. But how about that trip to Barcelona where you met quite the superstars that this world has ever seen? Meeting Ronaldinho. Share with us the experience. How was it?
Honestly speaking, that's why I was saying, with KKL, it really shaped us, It shaped the future for, I believe, the next generation of Ugandan football. Speaking about KKL, the trips we made, they were the best time of my life.
Sure.
Yeah, because it was
as a kid, you having these trips.
Yeah, it was the first time, of course, flying. And you're not only you, or I think actually it was almost all the boys. It was their first time flying out, and we had memories. I remember we didn't sleep. We had sleepless night before we traveled out. And then we happened to go to the Gothia Cup, which before speaking about Barcelona, I believe the Gothia Cup and the Tivoli Cup, they were the best moments for our lives, because I remember my first year, we went on until the finals, and tell you what, in the finals, I happened to score 6 goals.
6 goals in the final.
In the final.
The Gothia Cup.
In Gothia Cup. This is the world's biggest youth football back then. It was like the World Cup for youth. So I remember that there, because I remember I was chosen the MVP of the tournament, going on to score 6 goals in the finals, and I still have that memory. You understand with me?
Even up to now.
Yeah, even up to now. And we went on, because I remember after that year, we went on again like 6 times. And in the 6 times, we managed to win the Gothia Cup. I think it was like 5 times, 5 or 4 times. So it was really, really, like a limelight platform for us that was created, because we would go to Sweden and Denmark, we meet different cultures, different people from walks of life. And it was really intriguing, And then fast forward, after a few years, we got to have the opportunity to go to Barcelona, because back then KKL was I think they were in a collaboration with UNICEF. And then back then UNICEF was sponsoring Barcelona. And then they happened because KKL also had the Kids League. The Kids League was I think a non NGO organization that was helping displaced kids in North Uganda. So that's when they happened to organize the team, and then we were selected from the KKL. I think we were 5, me, Guma, Balinya, Emma, and a few other boys. So we happened to go to Barcelona. But first, before Barcelona, we went to Peru, and then from Peru we flew into Camp Nou. Meeting Ronaldinho and Eto'o, honestly speaking, it was a dream come true for any other kid.
But you knew about them before you went to
Yeah, because we used to watch their videos, their highlights. I remember, honestly speaking, is Ronaldinho who made me fall in love more of the game. You understand, in love with the game, because I remember there is one advert he made when he was juggling the ball and he's casually shooting on the crossbar and the ball comes back to him, and then he juggles and then he shoots again. So we back then, if AI was there, we would think it was AI. You understand? I don't know if you've ever watched that clip. It went viral. You understand? So seeing that video, it was one of the videos that really affected our life, and then also getting the opportunity to watch the game. It was Barcelona versus Rio Zaragoza in Camp Nou, and we were just on
the sides.
On the sides, and you're seeing Ronaldinho dancing, because we remember for us it was all about him dancing. So seeing him, he really inspired us. Eto'o, an African player playing with the Barcelona, scoring goals. So growing up, we had people who influenced us, like role models. But I believe the trip in Barcelona is one I still highly hold, because that's when actually I fell in love with Barcelona, with what they do. I'm an addict, and it has really helped me, because even now growing up, and then in this other world, I mean, like the management, the football, the coaching, these are the teams you refer out to, these are the teams you watch. These are it's kind of like my philosophy, my idea of how football I want it to be played.
So it resonates from that you saw in Barcelona back then.
But because I love their setups, the setting up, because when you look at the kids in La Masia, we got the opportunity to go in La Masia. I remember we
where the cooking always takes place.
Thank you. And speaking about cooking, I remember when we went there in the morning, and we had to eat 4 meals a day prior to the game.
Like 4 meals, mandatory
for
no
them.
skipping any.
Nutrition is really key in football, and these meals are programmed. You don't need to go and have like a hell of a hill, But when we went there, because they hosted us for 2 days, so that day we had to share, the whole experience with the kids in La Masia. So they had saved us the day. We went there early in the morning. We had breakfast with them. And then after breakfast at around 8:30, then 11 there's another meal, and then from 11 and then 2 again there's another meal, and then at 5 there's another meal. And for us, for the other kids, the kids in La Masia, they know it. So they go with a portion of food. They have like just a snack, But for us, it was different, It was like new. Seeing that kind of food, you would see every kid with a badge.
With a badge, give me everything.
He wants everything,
whatever they see.
So by the time we went to play the game, a few of the boys were still heavy because the food was too much. We had eaten a lot. But it was a good experience. Though we lost the game, they were really higher, in terms of football knowledge, in terms of technique. Because I remember we lost 5 or 4, and it was.
Did you guys score any?
No, we were just running around. We couldn't even touch the ball.
Sure.
I was the number 9. I was the number 9 that day, but I barely touched the ball. I think I touched the ball like 5 times in the whole 90 minutes. I would watch my teammates suffer with these boys. They had profiles like the same profiles in the senior team. They had one kid who you would see him as a Ronaldinho. You would see a kid who is like an Eto'o. You would see a kid in the youth who is like a Puyo or Deco. You would see what you see here is what you see in the first team.
In the first team.
Yeah, but it's all development. So
Sadam, do you remember any of those kids that maybe made it to the top flight league? The kids that you played against during the trips, maybe in Peru, maybe in La Masia or any?
Yeah, the game we played, I remember there was Onana was there.
To
play. So yeah, those are the few. Others I didn't know where they went to, but they had I think they had a successful career.
Those are some of the stars that you played against.
And in the Gothia Cup also there were some notable nations. We didn't play against them, but they played the tournament. The likes of Javi Hernandez and also Javi Alonso. Yeah. They played the Gothia Cup, but they didn't play in our era. Yeah, they were slightly ahead, but they played the tournament. You understand? So Gothia Cup is a tournament that really gave an opportunity to a lot of kids, you know, growing up. Yeah.
Apart from the KKL story, there is another story of the Old Kampala. How did you end up joining Old Kampala and the formidable team that you guys had, the likes of Gift Ali that were in Old Kampala, Juma Balinya, Guma Dennis, and so many others. So you moved from Ruzira, because I was hearing you talk about Sadam Guma from Ruzira. Then you went together with him onto Old Kampala?
Yeah, I think Guma was already there. Guma came a year before me. I remember.
He joined Old Kampala before you?
Yeah, before me, yeah, because Guma. First, they wanted me to go there after my primary 7, but I insisted. I felt like, nah. You know, most of the Ruzira boys, we have that.
You had so many choices?
Yeah, I didn't have so many choices because our choices were controlled by Coach Eddie. You know, since we were training at Old Kampala, so it was easy for us to, again, join Old Kampala, you understand? Because Coach Eddie had a good relationship because we were playing with KKL, but again, FOF also, Friends of Football. And Friends of Football was managed more by people who were managing Old Kampala. So my first year, I was studying in Progressive Chitintale in Ruzira. My senior one, yeah.
Okay.
Then going forward, coach was always on me. You need to join. You need to join. You need to join. So I happened to join second. I mean, the senior 2.
Senior 2, you went to Old Kampala.
I went to Old Kampala. That's when I joined, and then everything changed. You know, like we started. You know, most of my friends, Emma Magembe, Juma Balinya, Dennis Guma, Gift Ali.
This guy now is moving with Eddie Kenzo. Is Eddie the one?
Yeah,
these days.
Emma was
he was a real
player.
baller.
Oh, he was. He is one player who would use both feet. Like normally, like he can shoot with the right, he can shoot with the left. He can dribble with. And Emma, I think, is one of the people I've grown up with closely, who knows me a lot.
Was it the same generation with the Eddie Kenzos when they were at Lubiri? For you guys who were in Kampala and the Eddie Kenzos were at Lubiri, was it the same generation?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Eddie. I only met him when, you know, he was slightly older. But Eddie was another generation from us.
It was
Eddie's for him.
Older than you.
Yeah, they were, because back then when they were playing in Villa, they were playing with the Bengals, Mugabe, and for us,
your generation is the one that follows the Steven Bengals.
Yeah,
generation.
The Steven Bengals. Yeah, so in the packing order, they're slightly ahead of us, and then we were the ones.
They are your predecessors.
Yeah, it's the same with Dan Serunkuma. They were Muzei. They were slightly above us, you know, with KKL. Yeah, most of them, the Azira Mike. So many players back then, you know. So when we would integrate, when I went to Old Kampala, everything became, you know, I felt like home, because these are the people I've been making trips with. Because before going to Old Kampala, we had gone to Europe 3 times. Okay. So when I came in, it was like family. It was easy for me to integrate in. And yes, we formed the team. I think it was one of the best.
Which other names were there? You said about Emma Magembe.
Yeah, Emma Magembe, Juma Balinya, Gift Ali, Sula Luzige. There was also
was there.
There was also there was even Tadeo Luanga.
Hey,
yeah, Tadeo was there.
With Tadeo.
Yeah, Tadeo kuvada tekati ya kendeza. Back then we would have fights. You know. Yeah, but you know, we had the bond, we had the family. You would see, you know, these are the guys we grew up with, you know. And I believe back then that's when we played our best football, you know. Because I remember my first national post primaries. It was in Ginger, and I would score in every game. Oh, yeah. So
let's scoring.
Yeah, scoring has been part of me, but when growing up, I started not to score.
Then you
I changed my mentality to always have assist. You know, I would feel much better. You know, to assist people. You know, so it was more of that. Old Kampala really also shaped.
You want some people post primary accolades when you were at Old Kampala?
No, we didn't win any, but individually I won. You know, because I remember I won the Coca-Cola Best Player of that year, of that edition, and also I won some accolade of the best midfielder in the next edition that was in Arua. So yeah, I've a few accolades growing up. Yeah.
Back, which rivalry was it? Old Kampala was which school was the most competitor with Old Kampala back then in football in town, around town? Was it Chibuli?
In town. Yeah, we had a rivalry with Chibuli, but not really. But we had a rivalry with Kololo SS.
SS.
Oh my God, I used to hate those games. The games would end in fights, like honestly fights. And I remember one time they came to Old Kampala, and then because they were underdogs, we were slightly higher, but they had that mindset that they can do something. So we play, and then they score us. First goal. We were all surprised, The goal came from nowhere, and I remember I equalized, because I think I took a shot from the center. I don't know even how it happened. And then it was 1-1. And then all of a sudden, I don't know who scored the second goal. And from nowhere, everything escalated, and there was a fight.
Okay.
I'm like, why was the fight even
it was called you don't know where it came from, but
and you know where the fight was? Old Kampala kids, they went into the pitch and they were fighting the players of Kololo.
Like
in the celebration, like they're going and they're hitting the players. And I'm like, oh my days, I had never seen that. And the funny thing, they would not allow the Kololo SS fans to go into the pitch, so they would watch the game on the fence outside. The Old Kampala fence. Outside the perimeter fence. So from there we went on to win the game. I think it was something like 4 or something. Then after the game, a fight erupted again outside of the fence. So these were the students of Old Kampala against the students of Kololo SS. And it went until, because when you're sloping down, there's the Old Kampala police post.
Yeah.
And the police couldn't even contain the fight.
So it was war.
It was war. It was this close of losing life, but a good thing police intervened, and we were hearing everything, you understand. So the rivalry we had with Kololo, oh my God, it was fancy. It was fancy because I remember going to play the second leg. We had to go with police. At the pitch.
So you need to have enough security.
Enough security to go and play. Imagine these are schools football tournaments.
Yeah.
So it really, because most of the Kololo boys, they were from Nagulu, and Nagulu boys. So I remember I had a friend of mine told me in that fight that they had in Old Kampala, Kololo SS sent 10 students and they outnumbered the hundreds of
Old Kampala.
Old Kampala, yeah. So it was a bitter fight because most of them growing up in Nagulu, they were exposed to more sports, And I think highly regarded was boxing. You understand? So they would technically fight, So yeah, it was a good rivalry, but one for the what? For the keeps, yeah.
Okay. Sure, enjoying those beautiful moments because they had to be there whenever it comes to the game of football, especially during the days back then when the school competitions used to happen. It was Coca-Cola. There were rivalries. Sadam has told you here that Kololo SS and Old Kampala, it was war. But let me have one more sip of banana juice, of this juice from Banana Bar here before we take a short commercial break. Yes, now we can have a break, and when we return, we shall be speaking more about St. Mary's Stadium, Kitende, where Saddam went after leaving Old Kampala. Why did you sing of Kitende over Old Kampala?